Greetings, everyone. Saturday again, and we had some snow this last week. In fact, the mountain road is now blocked again, but we had like a massive amount, so much that even Dave Sparks's cabin got even covered over even more this week. But the last 2 days it's been hot, and so things have been melting really quick. So I've decided need to just grab some things around here, take to the shop to work on, see what it is to work on the steering ram to the loader. So I've started cleaning up on it to see if I can just use some packing. And it looks to me like I can, but I haven't yet. I've just cleaned off all the gunk. So I show that I've got a cap right there. And I'm gonna look to see if there's probably a regular seal there. But if there is space around the seal for packing, I can use packing instead for now. So I am going to take that off and see what I got behind it. I have some good news. I tore this thing apart. What we have here is a system that can use seals and or packing. So this actually has a lot of space for packing. I could put it in. Now, one thing I will have to worry about is the more packing I would put in, I might have to get slightly longer bolts because it won't go quite as far in. So I will keep that in mind. However, I need now to measure the distance from this rod to the outside here, that square, and order some square packing. And then I'll, normally I like to put like 2 layers with the cut opposing each other, so that when you push the packing in, where the cut is on one side of the packing is on the opposite side from the next layer. And I usually cut the packing at an angle so there's not a straight through path. However, I may only put 1 ring of packing around this one for right now. I am not really certain. Then I'm looking at the dust cover, which is a metal dust cover. I noticed dirt had gotten behind it in here. So I'm thinking of ordering some other packing a little bit smaller that'll fit right in the square packing, that'll fit right in here to go in here to help keep the dirt from getting in. So I'd have like 1 packing for the main seal and then 1 packing here with this metal dust seal to keep the dirt from getting in. So I gotta take 2 measurements and then order that and wait for it to come in. Now, I believe McMaster Car has this stuff, so if I order it Monday, it should be Tuesday. So next week, I'll be able to close this up and get rid of this really nasty leak. So I will order also enough that if I have to, I can also repair the other steering ram on the other side. It's leaking very little, but it might need to be repacked too. So I'll make sure I order enough materials. So that'll be, I'm going to take the measurement, and that'll be all for this. I've got to grab some other stuff, and then probably just see what I can do around here, little things, and then head back into town. It's another nice day. Yesterday I came and started looking at what I needed to do on the big loader and that Michigan, and then I started looking at what I needed for my John Deere. I finally got some good charged up batteries, and I just wired everything up, redid some of the wires. So now I'm gonna see if it'll start. It hasn't been started in a long time, probably about 5 years, maybe more. Yeah, probably around 5 years. It's got a lot of little things to do, but I just want to see if I can get it to start. keys still here. Fuel shut off. Throttle. A lot of stuff seems to be frozen. Well, I hear it. You can hear it clicking on a solenoid, but I don't hear it starting. Starter right here. Huh. Gotta figure out why I'm not getting. Huh. It's clicking on really hard, but the starter isn't turning. Where is the starter on this one? It's on this side. Oh, this thing's hard to. I think I'll get something and try to jump start this the solenoid right there. Maybe that solenoid isn't working. So let's go back here. Whoa. Hell, I can't think of anything else that would cause it not to start, unless my button is bad, which is possible. Maybe I'll pull this up and see if I can get the button, but I'm gonna have to get these screws off. Well, I seem to have some power right to the solenoid. It's nice to see that she runs good and strong. So I have an issue all the way up here in the front and the dash, probably the switches not allowing it to start. Let's take a whoa. It's got to be gotta be. I'm not getting power to the start button, so I think it's this key switch is not good. So I will have to get in there and see what else I've got. Maybe replace the key switch. Well, I'm gonna test the start button. See what I got. Well, according to my meter, the button works fine. So the start button is fine. So the only thing we have to worry about is power. So where's my power coming from? Let's see where this is. I should be getting some. I click this on. One of these should be hot, and it's not. So I'm wondering if this thing has some fuses somewhere. I don't really know if there is or where. have to look for the fuses. I can't seem to find any fuses, but when I came back and checked out this is pretty loose, so I'm gonna clean that up. We might not be getting a good connection right there. I'm wondering if that something here is powering back up to that starter switch, so I'm gonna clean that up and see if that helps. Well, I cleaned up the contacts on that solenoid, but it still doesn't get power. So I've got to figure out, I really, right now, am not quite understanding how power is supposed to be getting to this start button, because it should be a wire going directly from here to here, but I don't seem to see one. I'm gonna have to do some more tracing and figure out what it's going through. I think it's like maybe going through this hour meter, and maybe this hour meter is bad. So I might see about bypassing the hour meter. Just getting that out of there, that might be the problem. I think I found the problem. I didn't realize these are fuses. And this was in the starter fuse. There's no, I don't see the fuse, I just see this big chunk of metal, and that's pretty corroded in there. I don't know if I think that might be the issue right there. I'm going to check some voltages going to that and see if that's the case. Well, that is the problem. I've got power coming up to the one side of the fuse and going to the starter, nothing. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to pull that thing out, maybe order some more of these, I don't know. But that's not good. And I don't think these are gonna look much better. I'm not gonna fiddle with them quite yet. So let me see what I can do. Well, I have a few problems. I got now on my list this week, I've got to order packing for the Clark, Michigan loader. I had to order new fuse holders for the John Deere 890 here. And then my track is loose. I think I mentioned it before. There's a nitrogen cylinder behind here and a grease cylinder there for keeping tension on the tracks. Well, the seal on the nitrogen cylinder was bad. So couldn't get any repair kits or anything for this machine, so I put a grease zerk fitting on it, filled it with grease, but there's still some air pockets in there, and they slowly will leak out after like 5 months, and then I have to pump in a few tubes of grease in there to get it to tighten up. So that's what I'm going to do now. Take that cover off, get to the grease zerk fitting, and tighten it up. Since I'm going to have to wait to get parts for those pieces of equipment, like I said before, I was doing some cleanup, and I finally, because I didn't have an easy way to unload it, since most of my equipment needed to be, how do you say, worked on and repaired, I just decided to get the Eimco mucker off the trailer, set it down. This one is set up for 18-inch tracks. I always use 24-inch tracks, so I've been looking to find some place that has a set of different axles. These are designed to run between 24 and 18, and all you have to do is swap out the axle shafts, but haven't yet been able to find them. So using one of the old forklifts, and lifted it up pretty good. These old Eimco rocker shovel, model 12B. And this thing was just recently rebuilt. Well, it hasn't been used since it's been rebuilt, but I'm going to set it over here by the cave for right now. I've got to move a bunch of there's a other Eimco mucker over there, and some mining equipment that has to move because of putting in the one base depot building in over here. So first, I have a lot of stuff loaded up on trailers, so I'm going to get them off the trailers and put them down. But I'm going to temporarily put it there and then bring some rail in and try setting it on some rail. But I'd like to get it set up for the old mine and the cave over there. So I'm gonna set this sucker down over here and get some more cleaning up. And oh, there's just so much to do, I don't know where to start. Well, it's the end of the day. I cleaned up a bunch of stuff, trying to get stuff, the equipment ready for working and building, and come back out here. I'm out at the shop, checking up on some things for the other forklift right here. And that's going to be it for this video. And I'm really thankful on this weekend and the days here for Resurrection Day, for Christ Jesus, my Lord and Savior. And I thank the Lord daily for all the blessings he's given to me, especially with the resurrection of Jesus Christ and the remission of sins. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.